Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to do a portfolio review. I've been obviously looking every day at my portfolio as the market declines, and I've found some, shall we say, good news within the uh, general direction of the negativity that we've been seeing, in the headlines and what's been going on, the past couple of months. I found at least a shred or two of positivity, and that being that the dividends for this year are actually higher than what Charles Schwab, my broker, was predicting. So let's go review that right now. I'm going to share the screen over here, and this is basically going to be a portfolio review. So as the last month was added to the projections, um, it's now higher than what we thought. So now that we've pretty much got all the dividends for April, uh, we're moving in the right direction. You see, March we bottomed out after we were dropping from January to February, and then March we were at $3,064. Now we're back to 3,500. So if we project this number out across 12 months, we'll be much more in the ballpark of where we were last year. So that's really encouraging. So it's telling us 23,000 estimated for the year. It's still not counting a lot of stuff such as Tesla, such as Coney, and some of the other yield max funds. But if we look a year ago, obviously, and we peaked out in December, which that's when you want to peak out right at the end, right? 12,000 at the end of December, after we had 5,000, then 6,000 in October. So our best 3 months of the year last year were actually our last three. Otherwise, last quarter, the first quarter of last year, January, February, March were pretty consistent. April was a little higher, May, and then June was our lowest month. July, August, September, and then as you see, October, November, December. Now, some of this had to do with how they changed the schedule of how they do the dividend payments. A lot of them are basically weekly now, and the others are on like a B, C, and D rotation. So if we get back to where we were in January, we'd be obviously closer to 6,000 or 60,000 a year. February's number would project us out at like 48,000. March would have us at 36,000 basically. And then April would actually have us closer to like 42,000. Is that right? Yeah, 35,000 would be 10 months. And then, yeah, all of 43,000 roughly. So nonetheless, it's going to be a lot higher than what it's saying here, this 23,000. And this is across all accounts. So again, this is a Roth. This is an individual account, which is the brokerage account. AT&T still stay at a very round number, 666 there. That might concern some people. NVIDIA pays a whole $24, so it's like $2 a month. There's High Tie. I got to sign some more of that one. As far as this one, we got XYZY held in both accounts. We've got Clip, we've got QQQY, and this is showing both accounts. We've got YMAG, Beto. Now, I think the YMAG is like the most stable one right now. And we did a podcast last week with me, Andre, and Max Convexity. And Max Convexity actually pointed out a really good point that most of the yield max funds right now are down less than their underlying, and they're still paying out a dividend. So that's really encouraging. Like Tesla is down less than Tesla, so it's not participating in all of the downside, and it's certainly, as we know, not participating in all of the upside either. So that's a little bit of a built-in hedge, I guess you could say. And like he said, these aren't for everybody, especially if you're younger. You're probably doing more growth and stuff like that. I did these as an experiment. I figured, why not? If I can get a full-time income off of these, why not? And so far, if you average out these first 4 months of the year here, we're still averaging close to 4,000 a month in dividends. So that's definitely, I would say, a full-time income. If it weren't for the NAV decline, we would be doing really well. So as the channel is called Live on Dividends and Options Now, the majority of the money that we've made has come from our options plays this year, of course. So if I look at all brokerage accounts, we're still at a nice number. And the net gain finally actually increased for the first time in a few weeks because we had a couple of wins last week. I've been throwing a lot of darts at the wall when it comes to TQQQ, and I've been missing on a lot of those. You'll see where the trading here turned negative around early March. Otherwise, we were looking beautiful. In fact, I've never had such a good 2-month period in my life. But after that, everything started to turn negative. And then we had a couple of wins in late March. And then we had some decent wins in late March. As far as this month, I've only had like 3 in the account here. I've had 2 losses in TQQQ, and then I had one with NVDL, an option, which I gained all of it. With this one here for SMCX, I was able to close this one out for a gain. There was another call that I did on SMCX and the Roth IRA. Oh, it was here actually. This one, I could have realized all of this since it kept dropping. Could have realized this whole amount, which was another $3,000 left on the table. That tends to happen. So that is, as we see here, the month of April. If you take this, minus this, what's that, like $800? So we actually made a gain in April as far as our options trades. So anytime you're making a gain, that's a positive, right? The Roth IRA doesn't look quite as good. I took some bigger risks on TQQQ here and have lost basically my last 4 trades on TQQQ, hoping that, the NASDAQ would eventually recover, which has yet to happen. At some point it will. I'm thinking that as far as Jerome Powell, I would be shocked if he doesn't cut rates next time, based on all the pressure that Trump has put on him. If he doesn't start cutting rates, I would be highly shocked. So anyway, that is the dividend portion of the portfolio. I think there's encouragement to be had here. Hopefully we're close to bottom if we haven't hit bottom already. And the number is actually much higher than what they're saying here. So overall, today was a pretty good day in the markets. Looks can be deceiving. I'm sitting on a lot of cash in the portfolio here. But for a 1-day gain, if we could do this every day, it would be really nice. So, it's nice, of course, but we're still, we still have some significant losses for the year. So overall, if we can sustain the income, we'll be looking pretty good. So let me see if we have any comments or questions here. No comments, and we have a whole 5 of you on. I want to, of course, try to keep uploading more often. Hasn't come too frequently this past week, but, we got through tax day and we got through some major hurdles. So let's go look at what the futures might do tomorrow. I'm going to go over here and let's check out the market futures real quick here. Let's see. Oh, this was like a day ago. So we did rebound today. Not enough, of course, but anything's better than nothing. But what's happening is that our for the rebound, what we gain back is nowhere near what we're losing. So it still suggests like a bearish market. But I hope my dividends inspire some of you that might be close to, wanting to either give up or sell stuff. We got to just hang in there. Let's see, where is the pre-market data for the US? Let's see here. Okay, for the Dow, we're up. For the S&P, we're up. And for the NASDAQ, we're up as well. So it looks like we're on pace for a pretty good day. So let's hope that holds. And so, like I said, showing this dividend portfolio, we're still at hopefully 40 to 50,000 per year. That's a really good number. And of course, we would like that to be higher. Let's switch back here really quick. It's funny, the portfolio pays a little bit of interest too on top of it. So we've already received this much in dividends per month for the first 4 months of the year. So that's like actually averaging less than 5,000 a month. Of course, the average is pulled down by the month of March. But yeah, we take that number and of course divide by 4. That's close to about, I would say, 3,500 or so, right? 3, 6, 9, 12 plus another 2,000. Maybe even like 3,700 or so, which is still very solid. And again, if they were reflecting everything, including Tesla and Coney, these numbers would be a lot higher. So I'm actually more confident now these numbers are going to look a lot closer to 2024 numbers than we thought. And I'm hoping for a decent recovery by the summer. So anyway, just wanted to do a quick one today. That's about all I had for you all this evening. Oh, was I sharing or not? Anyway, yeah, that's about all I had for you all this evening. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye.